You know, I honestly don't mind having serious conversations with people. I just don't like having disrespectful. When it turns to a disrespectful point, then that's when I pretty much kind of like, girl, my heart starting to beat fast, and I feel like I'm about to go the fuck off. Um, so basically, what I'm trying to get to is there have been a lot of transgender women that have died. I don't know any of the transgender women that have died. Let me just put that out there. There was the last. I think there have been 7 cases, I believe, so far this year. Seven. I may be wrong. Maybe 8. Uh, but the last one was a transgender woman, China Doll Dupree. I think she was from New Orleans, but she lived in Houston. I live in Houston. I used to always see her at the club because she performed at the club. And she went to New Orleans for Mardi Gras, and someone shot her 10 times. So I was at work, and one of my friends at work, we were talking about it, and she said, and this is my friend, so of course I didn't go off. I was just trying to have a conversation. She said, basically, she thought that, and don't y'all go into my friend. She said that she thought that it did seem, I did say it did seem personal because of the simple fact that who the fuck just shoots someone 10 times? But her whole angle was not only is it personal, but she had to be tricking somebody. And that's when I just kind of like, this is the problem that a lot of people have. And this is why, and I don't want to go too far deep into the whole Black Lives Matter thing, but I'm going to touch on it. Anytime a transgender woman gets shot or stabbed or gets her ass beat or something, it has to be, oh, well, you know she must have tricked him. Anytime something happens to a gay guy, it has to be, oh, well, you know he probably tried to touch on him, or he probably gave him HIV, or he probably gave him an STD, or he probably grabbed on his dick, or he probably rubbed up on his ass. It's always something. But when a black heterosexual man gets shot or beat up or, shot by a white man or a cop, it's automatically the cop is wrong. The person who shot the person was wrong. The person who stabbed the person was wrong. I understand these cops are killing us, bitch. I'm black, in case y'all forget. But I always think it's kind of not weird, but every time I say this, people act like I'm speaking a foreign language. How, again, when something happens to a transgender person, it's, oh, she had to be tricking them. When something happens to a gay person, oh, we had to give somebody HIV or touched on a man who didn't want to be touched on. But when something happens to a heterosexual black man or a black woman, it's automatically, oh my God, someone did something to her, or something bad happened to her for no reason, or him for no reason. And so I was trying to explain to her that you can't always. Now, don't get it twisted. I would be a lie and say that didn't cross my mind. Like, oh my God, like, did she trick somebody? Like, why did they shoot her? But that wasn't the first thing that popped in my mind. Like, oh my gosh, she must have tricked somebody. No, that eventually crossed my mind. Like, well, damn, was she tricking somebody? Like, what was going on? What happened? But for a lot of people, that's the thing that crosses your mind, and that's the thing that sticks. And like I was trying to explain to her, you can't always automatically go to the, oh, she must have been tricking somebody. That's why she got shot 10 times. And like I told her, even if that was the case, that does not warrant someone to be shot 10 times. Baby, you can get your ass, you could have whooped her ass. You could have went and got your sister to whoop her ass. You could have punched her in her face. You could have drugged her if you wanted to by the hair until she kicked and screamed for about 30, 40 seconds. But to shoot somebody 10 times, even if that was the case, it still is not right. It's wrong. And I don't give a damn what, like I told, I don't give a damn what you say about, because you have in your head that that's the case. And that's not, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. I don't think she was tricking anybody. I honestly think someone just was out trying to hurt her, and that's what happened. Um, like I was talking to another girl at work, two other girls. Well, they're both grown ass women. But I was talking to two other girls at work, and they were basic. I was just trying to explain to them like, you can always, like I said, a gay man. I think a couple of years ago, it was on Facebook. A gay guy was walking to his car in the Montrose area. That's the gay area in Houston. And these guys jumped out and beat the fuck out of this guy. Just for no reason. Just because he was gay. You see what I'm saying? So for people to automatically, and I was telling them that like, if you would have heard, oh, a gay guy got beat up, you can't say, oh, well, he must have gave somebody a disease or he must have touched on somebody. He was literally minding his fucking business, walking to his car, and some guys pulled up and beat the fuck out of him because they assumed he was gay because he was in a gay area. So you can't sit here and just automatically go to these what you think you know. Black people have it the worst when it comes to, I hate to say black people, but black people have it bad when it comes to automatically just going into or making their mind up on something that they have no earthly fucking idea about. I was talking to another girl at my job, she's actually another friend of mine at work. And this straight guy passed by. And this straight guy I work with, and I will say this much. The straight guys at my job, I don't have a problem with. And we've had a conversation. I remember I was talking to the same straight guy that I'm about to tell you the story about. And he even said, like, I remember when you first started and I found that you were gay, I was just like, ugh. Like, I'm just going to stay away from him. And I was just like, why? Because you thought that you was going to catch the gay disease? I said, why? Because you thought she was going to catch the gay disease? You thought, girl, who is this? Hold up, y'all. Who the fuck's sending me emails? Oh my God. Oh, that's old. Okay. I said, why? Because you thought you were going to catch the gay disease? You thought that if you looked at me that I was going to turn you gay? That's what you thought? But anyway, we laughed at that. He was like, no, but it's so crazy because honestly, like, you are like one of the coolest, like, gay dudes I've ever met. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm probably the coolest openly gay dude that you've ever met. But you've met gay dudes just as cool as me. You just probably didn't know that they were gay. But anyways, he was just like, we were talking about, me and this girl in my department, we were talking about the whole transgender, the China Doll Dupree being murdered. And she loves gay people. And she was just like, I don't think it's right, it's wrong. She even posted on her Instagram about justice for China. She's like one of the like coolest people who, she's down for rights for everybody. She does not like for people to talk about gay people, black people. She really wants what's right is right in her eyes. If you want the same equal rights for black people, you should want the same equal rights for gay folk. But anyways, we were talking, he walked by and he was just like, what y'all talking about? And we told him, he was like, okay, can I just say something? I was like, yeah, just say it. He was like, but this is the thing though. He was like, a lot of times, like, I hear those stories about them trainings, they be tricking people. Let me just say something. I'm not going to sit here and lie and tell y'all that transgender women don't trick people. They trick people. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that gay men who have HIV, they go out there and tell everybody who they sleep with that they have HIV, because that would be a lie too. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you can't automatically just go to she tricked somebody, that's why she got shot. And like I said, I'm not going to say their name, but I was like, if you thought that was the case, do you think that she should have been shot 10 times? 10 times. Pow, 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 like 10 times. And he was like, no, that's just like a little too much. That's one of the points that I'm trying to make. That does not warrant somebody being shot 10 times, even if that was the case. But at the end of the day, the whole thing with the whole transgender issue for me is, y'all automatically go to they trick people. I said, but let me ask you a question. I said, let's kind of like have this conversation go down, kind of like make a left turn. Okay, a right turn. When is a good time for a transgender person to tell a guy who approaches her that she is transgender? He was like, they should say it right then. I said, wrong. I said, because this is what it comes down to. If I was a transgender woman and you walked up to me and you said, you wanted to talk to me, and I told you that I was transgendered. Say we're at say I'm at a bar with a group of girls, and you walk to me and I say, I'm sorry, I'm a transgender woman. Do you still want to talk to me? What if at the end of the night I'm walking to my car and you and your homeboys, y'all just hate the fact that, oh my God, that's a tranny, and y'all walk up and beat my motherfucking ass? I'm not telling you my business right there in the open. I'll tell you probably on the phone. I'll shoot you a text message like, hey, I just want to let you know I'm a tranny, or I'm a transgender woman. But I'm not telling you my business right there in the open where everybody is at, so it could potentially lead to you beat my ass or you jumping me when I'm like walking to my car at night by myself. Whatever the case may be, like I'm not gonna do it. I said it also goes down to like the bathroom issue. When people were saying that it should be a bathroom only solely for transgender people, that's just a way for people to beat the shit out of transgender people. You mean to tell me you want to put a sign on the door that basically people know that the people that are going in and out of this restroom are transgender? That's just a way for the people who hate transgender people to start murdering, slapping, killing, jumping, beating, whatever to transgender people. No. He was like, yeah, I never really thought about it. My whole thing is this. I have no issue discussing issues that matter at all with anybody. I can give you my opinion. I can give you the way that I think. It may not necessarily be the way that everybody else thinks, but I don't have an issue. Even if the conversation kind of starts to go a little bit left, like when I was sitting by my friend who was saying, she tricked him. I can still have a conversation with you, but girl, my whole point is this: at the end of the day, transgender people are people. I think that is important, especially for gay men to start to defend transgender people, because the truth of the matter is, anytime somebody black gets shot by the cops, or anytime somebody black gets shot by George Zimmerman, gay people and trannies and the faggots and the punks and the trannies and the dykes and the carpet munchers, we always on social media acting a goddamn fool. We always, when I meet on at the marches, we always at the protesting. We always making our voice heard for what we know that shit is not right. But when something happens with someone within the LGBT community, I can't even talk, LGBTQ community, we don't get the same response. When gay men get beat for being gay, no one says a word. When trannies get killed for just existing, no one says a word. And especially with gay men, you have to start defending, or you have to start at least having a conversation with people when you know the shit they saying is not right and fucked up. Start checking motherfuckers. No, people, it's not okay to shoot someone even if they were tricking somebody. I don't think that girl was tricking nobody. And that's exactly what I told her. I don't think she was. I think somebody was being hateful. I think somebody was being mean. Somebody is the devil, and they just wanted to be evil. They are evil. Anyways, girl, I'm done. I gotta go to sleep.